The Premier League is stacked with the biggest superstars in football. No wonder, considering they ruled the top 20 list of richest clubs in the world. However, there have been some players who have played in the league and have been forgotten over time. In this video, we'll be looking at the top 10 Premier League players you forgot played in the Premier League. Number 10. Owen Hargreaves. Starting our list at number 10 is Owen Hargreaves. The former England international was known for his versatility and could play as a defensive midfielder or a full-back. He signed for Manchester United in 2007 from Bayern Munich and went on to make 27 appearances for the Red Devils. However, injuries hampered his time at Old Trafford, and he was eventually released in 2011. He later went on to play for Manchester City, but his time in the Premier League was short-lived. He managed to secure United both a Premier League and Champions League title in 2008 and played a role in that season. Number 9. Roque Santa Cruz. At number 9 we have Roque Santa Cruz. The Paraguayan striker played for Blackburn Rovers from 2007 to 2009 and was a fan favorite at Ewood Park. He scored 19 goals in 61 appearances for the club and was instrumental in helping Blackburn finish in the top half of the table. He later went on to play for Manchester City and even scored a hat-trick in the Premier League. However, injuries and the lack of form saw him fall out of favor and he was eventually released by the club. Number 8. Eric Djemba Djemba. Coming in at number 8 is Roy Keane's successor, Eric Djemba Djemba. The Cameroonian midfielder signed for Manchester United in 2003 and was expected to be the next big thing. However, his time at Old Trafford was short-lived, and he made just 20 appearances for the Red Devils. He later went on to play for Aston Villa and Burnley, but was unable to replicate his earlier success in the Premier League. Djemba Djemba actually played for a long time and didn't retire before 2021 at 40 years of age. Number 7. Savio Nsereko. The Ugandan striker signed for West Ham United in 2009 for a fee of £9 million. But his time in the Premier League was a disaster. He made just 10 appearances for the Hammers and failed to score a single goal. He was eventually loaned out to Fiorentina and Brescia, but was unable to revive his career. Number 6. Marc-Antoine Fortuné. The French striker played for West Bromwich Albion from 2009 to 2012 and scored 17 goals in 80 appearances for the club. He was known for his physicality and was a handful for opposition defenders. He later went on to play for Celtic and even won the Scottish Premier League title with the club. He also played for the South Korean club Ulsan Hyundai. Number 5. Fernando Morientes. This is a player we covered earlier on this channel as one of the worst January sightings in Premier League history. A Spanish striker who played for clubs like Real Madrid and Liverpool. When he first arrived at Liverpool, there were big expectations, but the striker never impressed. He quickly went on to join Valencia in 2006 and later moved to Marseille, before joining Wigan Athletic on loan in 2010. Morientes scored just 1 goal in 8 appearances for the Latics, before returning to Spain again to play for Levante. Number 4. Park Chu-young. The South Korean striker signed for Arsenal in 2011, but made just 1 appearance for the Gunners. He was loaned out to Celta Vigo and Watford, but failed to make an impact in either club. He later returned to South Korea to play for FC Seoul and is now playing for Al-Shabaab in Saudi Arabia. You could really mention half of the Arsenal squad on this list from that period. Number 3. Edgar Davids. The Dutch midfielder who had a long and successful career in Europe, playing for clubs like Ajax, AC Milan, and Juventus. He joined Tottenham Hotspur in 2005. And there were expectations from the fans, but injuries limited his appearances in the Premier League. Davids made just 13 appearances for Spurs, but left a lasting impression on fans with his hard-working performances in midfield. Number 2. Marco Boogers. The Dutch striker signed for West Ham United in 1995 for a fee of £1 million, but his time in the Premier League was a disaster. He made just 1 appearance for the Hammers and was sent off for a dangerous tackle. He later went missing and was found living in a caravan in the Netherlands. Boogers retired from football in 2003 and is now a truck driver. Before we unveil our number 1, can you name 1 player that we might have forgotten played in the Premier League? Maybe from your own home country? Let us know in the comments. There sure are some honorable mentions here. And finally, number 1. Ali Dia. The Senegalese striker is widely regarded as one of the biggest flops in Premier League history. He was signed by Southampton in 1996 after his cousin, George Weah, recommended him to the club. He showed up to training 2 days ahead of a match, and Graeme Souness introduced him as George Weah's cousin. When the training started, everyone could see that this guy had never played football before, and if he had, it sure wasn't at any level close to any top league. None of the Southampton players could believe their eyes when he actually stayed with the team after 2 days of training. With some massive injury problems, he even made it to the bench in a Premier League game. Of course, another injury appeared at the start of the game, so that Ali Dia actually managed to come on as a substitute. Everyone in the stadium could see that this was not a professional footballer, and he got subbed off after 53 minutes again. It was later revealed that Dia was not a professional footballer at all and had tricked the club into signing him. Some of his former teammates regarded him as the worst player to have ever played in the Premier League. The funny thing is that he almost scored in the one match he got, and after the game, he ran off from the hotel having stolen all the soap and towels he could find, not to mention the empty minibar he left behind. Dia later disappeared from the footballing world after his short stint at Southampton, and his whereabouts are unknown. So there you have it, our list of the top 10 players you forgot played in the Premier League. These players may have had short and forgettable careers in the Premier League, but their names will always be remembered as part of the league's history. Do you remember any other players who should have made this list? Let us know in the comments below. If you're curious on who the top 10 overpaid Premier League players are, be sure to check this video out next.